Good morning. Thanks again for coming on this morning. This is my Monday morning training that I do for agents in the business, in the final expense business, primarily. Some of these tips could be used maybe in other markets as well. But I've been in the final expense business now for about 20 years. That's kind of what I know, what I do. And these trainings are really just to help agents across the country, whether they're with me or with another organization. I like to go over topics too, sometimes that a lot of people sometimes don't talk about. This is a topic I don't really see a whole lot of content on, so I thought it would be something good to go over. And honestly, it kind of explains too. You know, a product that I've been using lately that's been very useful that adds a lot of value to what I'm selling. So let's go ahead and get started. Check out my website, adambersan.com. And if you want to be notified of future trainings, get on there, fill out the form on the homepage, and you will be subscribed to our email list, where then each week you'll receive an email to let you know what this week's topic is going to be, or that week's what that week's topic is going to be. And uh and feel free, like I said, and you can feel free to share this with others. Like I said, whether you are with me or you're part of another organization, that really doesn't matter to me. I just do this to help people, and I do this so there's more agents out there that know what they're doing. Unfortunately, I feel like there's a lot of agents in the industry that have gotten licensed, that have gotten going, that they haven't really been trained or taught, or they don't even really understand the products that they're selling. So if I can help people get better, people will look maybe at insurance agents a little bit better, and maybe have a little bit more trust and a little bit more faith in the industry. So hop on the website, type in your name and email address, and I'll be sure to send you an invite each week so you know when and what the training is going to be about. And we are recruiting nationally. Adam Brsan Incorporated, adambersan.com is my website. Unity Life Group is the name of my agency. That website is more consumer based. Feel free to check it out. Again, that's something where I send my clients to. Sometimes, too, you might be in a house, people want to know a little bit more about you or who you're with, and you need to provide them with something. So that's where my website is consumer based. There is a video that kind of explains a little bit about what final expense insurance is on the website. And there's a form at the bottom where the prospect, if someone is interested in maybe taking out a policy, they can fill in their information, and I can reach out to them, or those are also leads that I provide to my agents. So, but hop on there. Feel free to fill out an inquiry on either one of those websites. There's a link where you can join our team. I'd be happy to set up a call with you and see if we would be a good fit for one another. So today's topic: selling on value over price. And the reason I like to talk about this is just because I feel like a lot of times agents feel like they just have to sell the cheapest product out there. There's different rate calculators out there where I know you can plug in different ages and medications, health history, and it spits out like the best option available, or at least the cheapest option available. Usually goes in line from cheapest to most expensive. And to me, price is one thing, but I don't think price really tells the whole story. And I mean, you could line somebody up with a company that maybe they're the cheapest company out there. How do you know how great their service is? How do you know that they're going to do their part when the time comes, when it comes to paying a claim? That's really what this is for. We want to make sure that the people that we write a policy on are set up with a good, reputable company that's going to do their part when the time comes. And to me, that's value. That's a value proposition. But I mean, why do agents sell? Based on the lowest price available. And feel free, you can type in some answers to, what you think in the chat box. I think, for one, it is a very competitive market. And I think that a lot of agents, they just have that fear of getting their business replaced. And so it's like they want to find the cheapest product out there, that they can get the most coverage for the client. And then they feel comfortable knowing that that business is not going to get replaced. And to me, I mean, that's a good mindset, I guess. But what happens when the next product comes out that beats that product that you just wrote on that client and it's cheaper? Well, then you're no longer the cheapest available option. And if all you're selling on is face amounts and rates, well, the next person that walks into your client's home that can offer them the same product at a lower premium, well, again, we're dealing with people on a middle to low income for the most part. I mean, our target market, seniors, middle to low income. If someone else comes in and they can save them a few dollars, well, there's a good chance that you could lose that business if you're selling just based on the fact that you can offer them the cheapest product, because that's all they're going to remember. You may even told them, well, this is the most affordable. There's no plan that's going to beat this rate. And that's fine and dandy until the next product comes out that's a little bit cheaper. And then you're at risk of losing the business, and you added no value proposition. You simply just sold them on the fact that it was the cheapest product out there. And again, I think target market, we do maybe worry a little bit about the fact that we're dealing with seniors that for the most part are middle to low income, people that they don't have a whole lot of money. Majority of the people that we're working with are living on some form of Social Security. They get their deposit once a month, and that's about it. And some people might have a pension. Some people may still be working, but I'd say probably at least 90% of the people that I meet with are on some form of Social Security. So, and those Social Security checks, they're not the biggest. So again, they're kind of on a limited income. So I could see that may be another reason why agents want to focus on the lowest premium available. But to me, same thing. I mean, well, most people these days that are on some form of Social Security, they're also on some sort of direct deposit, whether that is coming out of their checking account each month or the Direct Express card, whichever. There's some form of Social Security where they are receiving that money each month, usually on the first, the third, or the second, third, or fourth Wednesday of the month. So in my opinion, you don't have to sell the person the absolute cheapest product. If you are adding value, they're going to remember the value proposition. And that's what's going to separate you from other people in the business. And as long as you're setting those draft dates up properly, again, first, the third, the second, third, or fourth Wednesday, as long as you're setting those draft dates properly to coincide with when they receive their Social Security, there's a real good possibility that that piece of business is going to be on the books for a very long time. So regardless of face amount or rates that you wrote on the person, I mean, I still think, yes, you do need to keep it affordable. You want to make sure that they can handle the payment each month and not just the first month. But again, I think the value proposition, even if you're writing a little bit less coverage, if there's a lot that's entailed in that plan, it's going to be much more difficult for somebody to come in and replace that business if you're selling on that value. And so that's, again, something that we're going to be talking about a lot today. Why do I sell based on value? Well, as I mentioned, I feel like it kind of separates me from the competition. I think a lot of people, they're used to agents kind of doing the same thing. I mean, honestly, if you look at a lot of my other trainings, even like my presentation, I feel like it's a lot different than how other people present. I try to make myself out to be a lot different. I build rapport through the presentation. I'm not asking them a whole bunch of questions about the pictures on the wall when I walk in and things like that. But I do, I do focus on the need. I do focus on affordability, but I ask questions and I get them involved, and I just try to be different than the last agent or who knows how many other people have been in their homes at some point. So, but I sell on value, and there's so many different ways that you can sell on value. Even if you're writing a product that is just another product out there. There's different planning guides even that you can get that can add value. I'm sure you can order them if you look around where that person can maybe fill that planning guide out, and that's just something that you leave with them that adds value. um, Find out the companies that you work with, find out how fast they pay claims. I think that's a very important question to ask different companies. I remember once I called a company and I asked them that, and they were like kind of stunned that an agent actually called in to ask them how fast they pay their claims. But to me, that's an important thing to know, because you want to make sure that the policy is going to do what it's intended to do, and that's to pay a claim when the family needs that money, and these funeral homes need that money right away. So even if the product doesn't have a lot of added benefits, if it's a company that tells you that they're going to pay their claims relatively quickly, to me, that's adding value, because then you can let that client know this is with a solid company that's going to make sure that your family gets that money when they need it. So, like as I mentioned, regardless of the different products out there, there's a few different things that you can do to maybe add value. Even if the product you're offering doesn't have a whole lot of added benefits. Um, and I just, like I said, I feel like by adding the value, it makes what I am selling unique and just different than anybody or any other product out there. Um, and by the time I'm done, I even will tell the client, like, this is completely different than anything else that you're going to find out there. If anybody else comes in here and tries to replace this, just remember this plan has this, and this, completely different than just another insurance policy. So I kind of set it up so they remember that if another agent tries to get in the house, well, Adam told me I don't want to get rid of this one. There's a lot of value here. And, even like that planning guide, like I was talking about, I know you can find them online through different places, even different carriers may even offer them as like in like their supplies. I used to just sell on that and the fact that the claims could be paid out pretty quickly. But I remember one time I showed somebody one of those planning guides, and they were like, "Wow, this is awesome! My other insurance doesn't do this." And all it was a piece of paper that just had different things that the person could fill out to make things easier on their family when the time comes, when it comes to planning their funeral. So, but it added enough value where they're like, "Wow, I really need to take out this extra policy so I get that extra planning guide." So again, there's different ways that you can add value, but if you're adding value and you are separating yourself from any of the other competition out there, and you're going to set yourself up for honestly having good persistency, keeping that business on the books, and having clients that are going to stick with you for life. One other example real quick, and then I'll move on. This past Friday, I was talking to a client of mine who's had policies with me for years. I'd say probably at least 10 or 12 years. And anyways, we sat down and we were talking, and I kind of went over this program that I'm going to be going over with you guys today. And this guy loved it. It not only does it add value to the new policy that he took out, but it adds value to his other policies that he has with me. And I mean, even when we were done, he's like, man, we're like family now. Like my clients, they really appreciate these little extra things, and they show it. Honestly, it shows them that I truly care about them and that I'm looking out for them. And I want to keep them up to date on what the current costs are of funerals, and just making sure that everything's handled when that time comes, that their family's going to be taken care of, that their family's not going to get taken advantage of when that time comes. So let's move on, and I'll kind of explain to you what I've been doing lately, or at least what I've kind of been leading with, because I really do care about value and doing as much as I can to kind of separate myself from the competition. Uh, I mean, I was with a company for 11 and a half years when I first got in the business. Their rates were higher than just about everybody else out there. And but they did have a good value proposition, and I always sold on that. And my persistency hung right around 90%. So if you're selling the right way, you don't have to worry about that business getting replaced. But I think it's also showing that your clients, that you truly do care, makes a big difference. So a product with a great value proposition that I had been using recently, and I don't even know if they've even really presented this yet to many people, but I just kind of wanted to explain it to you guys. American Amicable, they have a product that's called the Platinum Solution and the Platinum Legacy Plan. Now, the solution is for the people ages 0 to 49. And then the Platinum Legacy is for people ages 50 to 85 years old. And another thing, and this is something too that I show my clients to give them confidence that they're working with a company that's not afraid to pay claims. Back in 2021, kind of like in the middle of COVID, American Amicable paid out over 13,000 claims, totaling over $141 million in death benefits. So I show that to my clients too, and I let them know. I say, look, I just want you to have the confidence to know that you're working with a company that's not afraid to pay claims, that is going to do what they can to help your family when the time comes, to give you that confidence that this plan's going to do what it's intended to do. So right there's one value proposition right there before we even get into the benefits of the plan. There's some value right there just within that company that's not afraid to pay a claim. A little bit about American Amicable. I mean, heck, they've been around 13 years now, since 1910. Their home office is in Waco, Texas, and they are an A-rated company, one of the best ratings you can get for the size of the company that they are. They were acquired by Industrial Alliance Insurance and Financial Services back in 2010. This is a multi-billion-dollar company. They have over $109 billion in assets. So, I mean, right there, I mean, talk about a financially stable company that is not going to be going anywhere. And I feel like they have a very American Amicable too. They have a very good reputation in the industry. I haven't really heard any negatives about them, honestly. So, but like I said, that's just part of it that adds value to kind of give the client confidence in the company that they're working with. But this Platinum Solution Plan, if you're familiar with American Amicable and their final expense products, the other product, I know they have multiple different final expense products. The one that our agency markets outside of the Platinum Solution is the Senior Choice or the Family Choice. The Senior Choice, of course, is the 50 to 85, and the Family Choice is the 0 to 49. The Platinum Solution underwriting is the same. So I'm not going to get into all that today about the underwriting. I feel like their underwriting is pretty good. Not much business gets turned down. But yes, same underwriting as the Senior Choice, and I believe there are other products too. All the underwriting is pretty much the same. They have the immediate death benefit, meaning that the person is fully covered from the very first day. They have the graded benefit, which pays a percentage of the face amount the first year, another percentage the second year, and then the full benefit after that. And then they have the return of premium benefit, is what they call it. I put in parentheses modified because that's how most people uh, kind of understand how that works. It's like a modified death benefit, meaning the first year pays back all the premiums paid in plus a certain percentage of interest. The second year, the same thing. After that, the person is fully covered. Pretty standard in the industry. I would say majority of the qualifications with American Amicable, at least that I've seen, usually either go immediate or return a premium. There's a very thin line there for those that would qualify for like the graded benefit. It usually either goes either immediate or return a premium. One thing I really like about them, though, is that they do have an e-app, and at the end of the e-app, uh, you hit submit, and then it'll run the prescription check, and it will give you the underwriting decision at the end. And if that underwriting is different than what you're anticipating, let's say that you thought that the person was going to qualify for immediate based on the questions on the application and the medications that they're taking, and it comes back return a premium, it lets you know why. It'll let you know which medications pushed it to return a premium, and they allow you at that time where you can add comments if you feel like that policy could still get issued immediate, and you want to contest it. They give the ability to do that, and a good portion of the ones that I've done remain with the initial benefit that we had applied for. So pretty good thing. I mean, not all the time the prescription checks are 100% accurate. Sometimes, there's maybe somebody who was prescribed a few inhalers these days too, with COVID and things like that. I know even more and more people have been prescribed inhalers and just little things like that, where at least like it might come back if they were prescribed multiple inhalers, that they might think that the person has a more significant lung disease, such as COPD or emphysema or something like that. But you can kind of explain to the client and kind of ask them then, based on the medications, do you remember taking this? How long ago did you take it? What was it for? Based on what they tell you, maybe there's a chance that it could still go immediate death benefit. And if you feel comfortable that there's a good chance that it could, well, as I mentioned, they give you the ability to contest it, and there's a possibility that it could remain the benefit that you were hoping for. And heck, that's a good thing. Right away, then right off the bat, the client feels like you're going to bat for them. And if you can get them that better benefit, the client really appreciates it. Now the premiums on the Platinum Solution plan, they are a little bit, or Legacy, that they are a little bit higher than the other final expense products with American Amicable, the Senior Choice, and also the Family Choice, or any of the other products that they offer for final expense. But again, there's that value proposition, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. There's reasoning behind the higher rates. It's not like they just threw another plan out there and raised the rates and was like, go out there, go get them and just write this higher premium. They can back it up, and they have reasoning for the higher premiums. As I mentioned, it just kind of adds value to what you're selling. And they also do offer in-home sales, and also the telesales options. It's real easy. Their telesales app, it's the e-app that you use in the house as well. At the end, you basically just call into a recorded line and you read a script to the client. They simply answer yes or no to you, and you submit it. And then from there, you can submit the e-app and it'll give you the underwriting decision. So you don't even have to talk to a live person. You can do that e-app anytime, in the evening, on the weekend, at 3 a.m. if you have to. So it's very convenient. And same thing, once you finish the phone call on the recorded line, you end that call, and the system knows that you finished the call, and that's where you are able to hit submit on the e-app, and it'll give you that underwriting decision. So it's really nice. Uh, there's no cost benefits. And again, the premiums are higher. So I guess maybe they are paying for these benefits, but it is incorporated into the premium. And these are some really nice added benefits. And some of them, well, let's just go through all of them. There's a terminal illness accelerated death benefit rider. I'm going to explain how that works on the next page. There's also an accelerated death benefit for confined care. And same thing, we're going to talk about that in a minute. And then there's also other optional benefits. There's a nursing home waiver of premium rider. There's an accidental death benefit rider. And then the biggest part of this, in my opinion, is they receive a membership to the Everest. I'm sorry, I spelled that wrong, but the Everest Funeral Concierge Service. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that too. That is something that I think adds the most value. So we'll get to that in a little bit. So the no cost benefits that they offer that are incorporated in with this policy. There's a terminal illness accelerated death benefit rider where the policyholder can receive up to 100% of the death benefit if they're diagnosed as terminally ill, where they basically are given 12 months or less to live. So that's an added benefit that's incorporated in with the premium. So doctor says you have 12 months or less to live. Well, then they can take out that full death benefit if they want to. What's nice about that, they can even kind of get everything situated for their family ahead of time, and where the family wouldn't have to worry about it as well. And then there's also an accelerated death benefit for confined care. With that benefit, if the policyholder is confined to a nursing home at least 30 days after the policy is issued, they receive a monthly benefit that's equal to 5% of the face amount per month. So that's a pretty nice benefit too, where they would receive almost kind of like a little income while they're in that nursing home to help them out with any additional expenses that there could be. It's only available on the immediate death benefit plan. And again, these are free benefits that are included with the plan. There's also a grandchild rider, $5,000 per unit, and it's for grandchildren and great grandchildren. So pretty nice benefit. I mean, where you don't have to write a separate policy. Each child is covered with either 5,000 or 10,000 in coverage, and it's $1 per unit per grandchild or great grandchild per month. So figure $2 a month for 10,000 in coverage. If there's 5 grandchildren, well, then that's an additional $10 a month in monthly premium for them to be covered on that. They're covered up until they turn 25 years old. And at that point, they could take out their own policy if they like. There's also a term insurance for children. It's not available on the return of premium plan. It's a $6,000 term insurance. I'm not sure exactly how that works. If you do have questions on that, let me know and I can kind of get back to you on it. That's a benefit that I'm just not real familiar with, but same thing. I mean, heck, if they can get a little bit of coverage on their children up to 6,000 and it's really not a whole lot more to have them on the policy, why not? And then there's also a nursing home waiver of premium rider. A lot of people, now you may know this or not, but if you ever were to end up in a nursing home, the nursing home tends to take over the person's assets. Where, I mean, again, it's not cheap to be in a nursing home. And after like Medicare runs out, and if they have to remain in that nursing home, well, if they're taking over the person's assets, that could mean they could lose their insurance policy. With that nursing home waiver premium rider, they would never have to worry about losing their death benefit, their life insurance. So they do pay a little bit more, but once they're in that nursing home after 90 days, because I believe that's when Medicare runs out, then that policy, there's no premiums that would have to be paid on it. It would still be there for the family when the time comes. So I think that's a great benefit as well. They are paying a little bit extra per month if they want to add that benefit, but same thing, we're adding value. And these are just different things that you can offer to your clients that are going to add to that value proposition. That's going to separate you from other people in the business. Also, there's an accidental death benefit available, anybody up to age 80, and it remains into effect all the way up until that person is 100 years old. So for the most part, for the rest of their life, they're covered with that accidental death benefit. It's really not a whole lot more to add it. Usually, I'll usually quote it without it, and then if anything, I might kind of run the numbers as I'm going through the application, and then see at that point if they'd want to add. Usually I'll just do double the death benefit. So if they want to take out a $10,000 policy, I'll see if they want to add like $10,000 in accidental death benefit as well. And, you know, another nice thing too, I mean, if the person, if it's a return of premium plan, modified, again, that a lot of companies will call it, they are fully covered from the first day if they were to die in an accident, and then you can just add additional accidental coverage as well. Well, actually, no, sorry, you can't add additional accidental death on the return of premium, as you can see here, but at least they are covered from the first day if they were to die in an accident. That's what I meant to say. So, and then we have the Everest Funeral Concierge Service, and I wanted to go through this real quick. Who's Everest? Well, they are a independent consumer advocate group, and they're available to more than 25 million individuals across the United States and Canada. And they have 24/7 advisors, basically, that are on call to help and provide peace of mind and confidence when making those difficult funeral-related decisions. Their advisors are licensed funeral home directors that will work with American Amicable and the other policies that the client may have along with this plan to help expedite the payout of the life insurance policy. And they do a whole lot more than just that. I mean, I know it can be a very difficult time for a family when they just lost a loved one. Sometimes people, they're just not in the right frame of mind to be making a lot of different financial decisions. And I'm going to play this video for you guys. It's just kind of a brief summary of kind of what they do and how it could help at the time that the policyholder passes away, how it's going to help their family. So I'm going to play this for you guys real quick. And this is actually a video that I usually will play this for the client. As long as I know they're going to qualify for a plan based on their health, I'll usually play this for them, like while I'm putting the rates together for them. Kind of gives them something to do while I'm calculating some different options for them. So,
hi, my name's Will, and I'm dead. I know it's sad, but hey, a lot of awesome people are dead. It happens. I'm fine. And while my family is a bit upset, they're not stressed. Because when I was among the land of the living, I made the incredibly smart move of signing up for Everest. If I hadn't, my family would have had to go all over town researching funeral homes and services, dealing with high-pressure salespeople who just want to upsell them, and having to choose from a bunch of options and packages they might not even need, all while dealing with the loss of someone very special, me. That's why I chose Everest. It's a funeral concierge rolled into a life insurance plan. All you have to do is talk to one person, your Everest advisor. They ask you a few questions, learn exactly what you want and don't want, then negotiate directly with funeral homes, so you know that your family isn't getting taken advantage of. This can save you thousands of bucks. Even so, funerals aren't cheap. It can take weeks to get your life insurance payment, and funeral homes want your money now. But if you have a plan with Everest, you can get your money immediately, like as little as 2 days. That way you'll have everything you need in time. Back when I was still alive, I didn't think much about my death. It wasn't my style. But I did want my family to be taken care of, and Everest was there to do that.
Thank you, Will.
No problemo.
Wherever you are.
They can't hear me.
I think it's a great value proposition, just something that again, it's kind of hard to find out there, something that it makes this more than just another insurance policy. And that's how I sell it to the client. Yeah, I don't care if you have another policy. For one thing, we don't know how fast that other policy is going to pay. We don't know if it's going to be there for the family when they need it. We do know that there's a good chance that this policy will be. But not only that, it's just something that's going to make things a lot easier on your family because you took the time to take care of this for your family ahead of time. And John asked if there's a cost. No, the cost is incorporated in with the premium. As I mentioned, the premium on this plan is a little bit higher, but yeah, it's all built into the premium associated with this plan. So 24/7 assistance for the family when that time comes, and even for the policyholder kind of put their plan in order ahead of time. And I've even called out there and they're very helpful. They're very good with answering your questions. And now there's online planning tools where that's kind of where the client, they can take the time, they can pick everything out ahead of time, right in their website. And these guys will step in when that time comes, and they will kind of abide by the wishes of the policyholder along with the family's wishes, and they will negotiate those prices. Not only will they look at the funeral home that the family and the policyholder wants to use, but they will also look around at other places in that area. They're still going to use the funeral home that the family wants to use, but it gives them some leverage when it comes to negotiating those prices. And they're able to save the family quite a bit of money. On average, I think they're saving families like between $2,000 and $4,000 off the cost of a funeral. So that's, again, something that adds value. But not only that, and I mean, I had a guy tell me last week, boy, this is going to be so helpful because my daughter's going to be a wreck when that time comes. And I know she's going to have trouble handling these things. So by these guys kind of stepping in, they're in the right frame of mind when the family is grieving, to just kind of step in and as a, like I said, just kind of like as someone who's going to guide them to make sure that things are done right, make sure that the family pays what they should be paying for things. And there's even more than that. The quick pay, they want to make sure that the family receives that death benefit in as little as 48 hours. So they do their best to get that claim paid very quickly. And that's important too. And that would be on a non-contestable claim. Of course, if a policy is within 2 years, it's going to take a little bit longer for that claim to pay out because all companies have the right to go back and look at medical records. They can contest that policy just to make sure everything was answered accurately on the application. But as long as everything was answered accurately, the family has nothing to worry about and they'll still get that money, but usually takes just a little bit longer. And that's anywhere. But as long as it's non-contestable, they're going to make sure that that claim gets paid very quickly. There's also some other living benefits. They can actually help when it comes to creating a will. Again, we're dealing with people, target market, limited to fixed income, seniors, middle to low income. They might not have money to hire a lawyer to get a will drawn up. Well, that's a free service. It's incorporated in with this. They can put their own will together. They can go take and get notarized if they need to. They can even put together a power of attorney form if they need to. If one of their children has to take over at some point as their power of attorney. So there's a lot of added benefits. And then this Tenzing is, it's basically like storage where they can put all of their important documents in one place. So the family's not shuffling around trying to find everything. I mean, even like, I mean, I've seen where when somebody passes away and like the family is taking like time to go through pictures, to put together slideshows and all this stuff to show at the funeral. I mean, that can be just really tough to do. Uh, I mean, the policy holder and the family, even they could take the time to do all that ahead of time if they really want to. They could store all those photos in one spot, and everything is just there and ready to be taken care of when the time comes. Any other insurance policies they have. So the family, I mean, how many insurance policies out there end up going unclaimed because the family doesn't even know about it, or they don't even know where it's located or what company it's with? You put it all together and it's just stored into a secure system, and just everything's right there. Like I said, the family makes a phone call, everything kind of gets put in place. The family gets that money, the funeral home gets paid, and everything gets put together. And most importantly, the family, a lot less for them to do when they're grieving, and gonna make things a lot easier on them, where they can just focus on celebrating their family's life. So, like I said, this is just something that I feel adds a lot of value, more than just another insurance policy. And if my client qualifies based on their health, I'm always going to go this route. If for some reason the premium is just a little too high, maybe I'll go back and see how much the American Amicable's senior choice plan is that doesn't offer all these benefits. But most of my clients see great value in this. And again, it's not only for new policy holders. I mean, go back to your old policy holders. And I mean, you could offer an additional policy to them, and they'll appreciate this because, like I said, I mean, for one thing, it shows that you're looking out for your policy holder too, and showing them that you care about their family, making sure that you can make things go as smoothly and as easily as possible when that time comes. So that's about all I had for today. I wanted to share that with you guys. If any of you have any questions, um, I'll stick around for a few minutes. Remember, my website for additional training. Also, you can check out my YouTube. I did add the video that I did a few weeks back about the 25 tips to kind of help somebody have a long-term successful career in the business. I added that video this morning to YouTube. There will be more videos to come. I do still have some catching up to do on that, but wanted to let you know I did add that one video. Feel free to hop on there and watch it. And if anybody else has any questions, great. And again, for those of you that are looking to do some business, get together with me, hop on my website, fill out an inquiry, either Adam Brsan or UnityLifeGroup.com, and be happy to set up a call with you. You can even get on my Calendly through there and set up a call as well, and do what we can to help you have long-term success in the business. You know, like I said, I'm going to help you to do really well in this business, and just to kind of be a little bit different than everybody else that's out there. I think it makes a difference. And I think just these little added benefits, I think, shows the client that you are really looking out for them, and that you really do care about not only the insurance side of it, but just making sure that their family's taken care of, and that things are just going to go as smoothly and as easily for them as possible when that time comes. So thanks again. I hope y'all have a great week, and feel free to reach out to me if you need anything else. Thanks again.